Getting waived is crazy because, like, what do you do after you get waived?
Kennedy Carter, who assaulted Caitlin Clark.
She is no longer in the league because she not only got let go by the Chicago Sky, she has been let go by the New York Liberty, and she's crying online about it.
It finally happened. Diamond DeShields, the same player who viciously blindsided Caitlin Clark in one of the dirtiest plays of the season.
Caitlin Clark is trying to cut in this position right here, and Diamond DeShields just body checks her. Like, it's a foul. This sequence of play was wild. Absolutely, absolutely wild.
Has officially been suspended by the WNBA, and not just suspended, blacklisted.
Caitlin Clark gets hit from behind. How bad, egregious it was from Diamond DeShields, and Caitlin Clark jumps up and runs away from Diamond DeShields.
No team is allowed to sign her. Her career is effectively over. The same player who once strutted into games with arrogance and aggression is now crying online.
The league is getting rid of the Caitlin Clark haters. DJ Currency better move on eggshells, bro. She's the only one left. She is no longer in the league, crying online about it.
Stranded with her belongings, jobless, and desperately trying to figure out how to get home. All because of one moment, one reckless decision to attack the most valuable player this league has ever seen.
Kennedy Carter assaults Caitlin Clark on the court. That's Kennedy Carter. That was Caitlin Clark. She'll run up behind her. She's going to call her a bitch right here, and she's going to viciously slam Caitlin Clark to the floor. What is going on in this league?
This is not just another roster move. This is the WNBA making a statement. You come for Caitlin Clark, and you're done.
Caitlin Clark is not happy at all with this.
But the real question is, why did it take this long? And who might be next? We're breaking it all down. The hit, the backlash, and the stunning fall of a once promising player who let hate get in the way of her career. If you support Caitlin Clark, type Caitlin GOAT 100% in the comments right now.
Caitlin Clark is the cash cow in this league. She is the needle mover.
Let's flood this video with love for CC. The incident that changed everything didn't come from a heated rivalry or a basketball play gone wrong. It came from pure frustration, and it was aimed directly at Caitlin Clark.
Man, oh man, when Caitlin Clark does something, everybody celebrates. When Caitlin Clark does something, there is no jealousy.
During a regular season matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky, Diamond DeShields made a move that many fans immediately called out as dirty, calculated, and completely unacceptable.
Caitlin Clark played against the Chicago Sky and she got cheap shotted, and there is a sequence of plays that's crazy, and it leads to Caitlin Clark telling her team, is it Erica Wheeler, that she wanted to fight Diamond DeShields.
With just minutes left in the game, as the Fever were pulling away in dominant fashion, DeShields charged straight into Caitlin Clark with her shoulder down and her eyes locked.
Caitlin Clark is trying to cut in this position right here, and Diamond DeShields just body checks her. Like, it's a foul. This sequence of play was wild. Absolutely, absolutely wild.
And made direct, violent contact. There was no genuine effort to make a play on the ball. The moment was crystal clear. Diamond wasn't trying to play defense. She was trying to send a message. And it wasn't just the hit that enraged viewers. It was the way she followed it up. After flattening Clark to the floor, DeShields pretended it was all a fluke. She reached down, offering a fake hand to help Clark up, as if she had no idea how her body collided so forcefully into the league's biggest star. But nobody was buying it. Not the fans, not the analysts, and certainly not the replay cameras. Social media exploded that night. Clips of the hit went viral. Fans and commentators were quick to call it what it was.
She assaulted Caitlin Clark on the court. Right before Caitlin Clark came off the court with 3:52 left.
A targeted attack. Adrian Ross, a respected voice in women's basketball, called out the fake sportsmanship, saying, "She's a good actress, but you don't just accidentally run someone over like that." Others pointed out how this wasn't the first time Clark had been attacked on the court, but many believed it was the most blatant yet. Some even said it was worse than the infamous Kennedy Carter cheap shot earlier that season.
Diamond DeShields actually getting waived from the Connecticut Sun just one day prior to tomorrow's May 16th WNBA 2025 season tip-off. She looked heartbroken and in pain, with the news of her being waived from the Connecticut Sun.
Getting waived is crazy because, like, what do you do after you get waived? I got all my stuff up here that I drove in a rental car from Atlanta, and now I have to drive all my stuff back to Atlanta, but I can't seem to find a rental car because none are available anywhere. So I need to figure out how I'm gonna get my stuff back to Atlanta. The team will ship 3 to 5 boxes, but I have more than 3 to 5 boxes worth of stuff.
If you are not producing, okay, if you're not giving them what they need, if you're not putting them stats up, if you ain't putting up no numbers, you're going to be out of a job. Again, look what just happened to Haley Jones. She just was on Instagram the other day, excited about closing on a home. The very next day, the Atlanta Dream just cut her.
And yet, shockingly, there was no ejection, no flagrant foul, no immediate suspension. DeShields got away with it, at least at first. The league stayed quiet. The referees swallowed their whistles, and Clark once again had to pick herself up and keep playing through the hate. But the fans didn't forget. The internet didn't let it slide. Every angle of that hit was replayed, dissected, and criticized, and the narrative began to shift. If the WNBA couldn't protect its biggest draw, its ratings magnet, its ticket seller, then who was really in charge? This wasn't just a missed call. It was a moment that demanded accountability. And as we'll see in the next part, accountability finally caught up to Diamond DeShields.
Caitlin Clark played against the Chicago Sky and she got cheap shotted, and there is a sequence of plays that's crazy, and it leads to Caitlin Clark telling her team, is it Erica Wheeler, that she wanted to fight Diamond DeShields
in the most brutal way possible. For a while, it seemed like Diamond DeShields had dodged consequences. No technical, no suspension, no fine. But behind the scenes, the clock was ticking and the walls were closing in fast. Because what happened next wasn't just a disciplinary slap on the wrist, it was a career-shattering blow. After the assault on Caitlin Clark, Diamond's role with the Chicago Sky quickly diminished. She was quietly let go. No press conference, no farewell statement. Just gone. Then in a surprising twist, the New York Liberty picked her up. A second chance, right? Wrong. That door slammed shut even faster. And when the Connecticut Sun brought her in later on, fans thought maybe she'd get one last shot. But just one day before the start of the 2025 season, she was abruptly waived. And this time, it wasn't just another cut. It felt permanent. What followed was one of the most telling and emotional moments we've seen this season. Diamond took to social media, not with an angry rant, but with a broken, quiet desperation.
WNBA commissioner playing in the house with these Caitlin Clark haters.
She posted a video in her car, surrounded by all her belongings. She looked numb, heartbroken, defeated. She explained how she had rented a car and driven up from Atlanta, excited to play for the Sun, only to be dropped just before opening night. Now she couldn't even find a rental to drive her things back. She said, "The team will ship 3 to 5 boxes, but I've got way more than that." It was the voice of someone who just realized their dream had slipped away, not in a blaze of glory, but in total silence. The league never issued an official statement declaring her suspension, but the message was loud and clear. No team is allowed to pick her up. She has been effectively blacklisted.
As the lovely Lee Ross always says, women in sports do not want to see other women in sports succeed. It's just the way they're built.
What some are calling a quiet lifetime ban has now become the most public downfall of a WNBA player in recent memory. And it's not just fans noticing. Even fellow players and commentators are speaking out. One commentator said, "She's the latest one. They're cleaning house." One by one, the Caitlin Clark haters are being shown the door. And if you look closely, it's true. Kennedy Carter, gone.
Somebody said that Diamond DeShields flagrant foul on Caitlin Clark was more dangerous than the Kennedy Carter one.
Kennedy Carter, gone. Now Diamond DeShields. This isn't a coincidence, it's a pattern. And Diamond's fall from grace is the loudest signal yet. She went from a rising star to a national headline for all the wrong reasons. Her attack on Caitlin Clark, an action she never publicly apologized for, is now the defining moment of her career. Not the points she scored, not the team she played for, but that one cheap shot and the final blow. Fans on social media didn't hold back.
Diamond DeShields lays out Caitlin Clark, because all the Sky's untalented women is what they have left is racist rage.
As Diamond cried about her belongings and asked how she'd get back to Atlanta, one user posted, "She gonna cry in the car." Another wrote, "Play stupid games, win stupid prizes." The sympathy was scarce, because for many this wasn't just about one hit. It was about a culture of hostility that finally met its breaking point. Diamond DeShields may not be officially banned for life, but she might as well be. The WNBA has drawn a line, and her name is now etched on the wrong side of it. Diamond DeShields may be gone, but her story is just the tip of the iceberg. Her downfall exposes a much deeper issue that's been boiling beneath the surface of the WNBA for months. A volatile mix of jealousy, resentment, and power dynamics that finally exploded when Caitlin Clark entered the league.
When's the last time you didn't see Caitlin Clark talking about a teammate? When's the last time you saw Caitlin Clark talking about herself or any of the accomplishments that she has had? Let me give you the answer to that. Never! That's why their team has gotten good. She could have been an egomaniac. Everybody in the league knows that she is the league right now. Are you kidding me?
Let's be honest. Caitlin Clark didn't just join the WNBA, she shook it. She brought in record viewership, sold-out arenas, and a national spotlight the league had never seen before. But with that spotlight came something else, tension. And not just the usual competitive fire, something more personal, more toxic. From the very beginning, it felt like certain players saw Caitlin not as a teammate or rival, but as a threat. A white player from Iowa who walked in and instantly became the face of the league? That didn't sit well with everyone. What started as subtle shade soon became hard fouls, social media jabs, and whispered locker room resentment. Diamond DeShields just happened to be the one who made it physical and got caught in the crosshairs when the league decided enough was enough. But here's the real twist. The WNBA never publicly defended Caitlin. While fans demanded protection and the media highlighted the assaults, league officials remained quiet. Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner, faced wave after wave of criticism for not addressing the clear targeting of the league's most valuable player. Fans and commentators began speculating that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver had to intervene behind the scenes because the optics were spiraling out of control.
Diamond DeShields actually getting waived from the Connecticut Sun just one day prior to tomorrow's May 16th WNBA's 2025 season tip-off. She looked heartbroken and in pain, with the news of her being waived from the Connecticut Sun.
Getting waived is crazy because, what do you do after you get waived? I got all my stuff up here that I drove in a rental car from Atlanta, and now I have to drive all my stuff back to Atlanta, but I can't seem to find a rental car because none are available anywhere. So I need to figure out how I'm gonna get my stuff back to Atlanta. The team will ship 3 to 5 boxes, but I have more than 3 to 5 boxes worth of stuff.
If you are not producing, if you're not giving them what they need, if you're not putting them stats up, if you ain't putting up no numbers, you're gonna be out of a job. Again, look what just happened to Haley Jones. She just was on Instagram the other day, excited about closing on a home. The very next day, the Atlanta Dream just cut her.
And then there's the race conversation. Uncomfortable, but unavoidable. Several of Caitlin's most aggressive on-court confrontations have come from black players, and both black and white commentators have noticed the pattern. Meanwhile, Clark, a white player in a predominantly black league, is being assaulted, heckled, and shunned, all while elevating the league's profile.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week league 3 times, single season rookie record for assists, single season rookie record for three-pointers, single game record for assists, 19, franchise record for most double-doubles, three-pointers, career 10 or more assists in a game, franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 three-pointers. She did it in 34 games, most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season, regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.
The contrast is impossible to ignore. Some say this isn't about race, it's about jealousy. And there's truth in that. Caitlin Clark didn't ask to be the star. She earned it. But the rapid pace of her rise, the commercials, the endorsements, the MVP talk, left other players feeling overshadowed. Players like Diamond may have seen her fame not as an opportunity to grow the league together, but as an unfair takeover of a space they fought to build. Others argue it's a deeper cultural clash, old guard versus new blood. Traditional players who had spent years in relative obscurity now forced to share the court and the spotlight with someone who changed the game overnight. It created a power imbalance, and for some, a reason to push back, even violently. But here's what those players underestimated: the fans, the viewers, the culture shift. Caitlin Clark isn't just a WNBA player. She's a movement. And every cheap shot, every social media smear, every unprovoked attack only made her stronger in the eyes of the public. The more they targeted her, the more the world rallied behind her. So when Diamond DeShields lost everything, it wasn't just karma, it was a turning point, a sign that the league is finally being forced to choose. Will it protect its future or cling to the petty politics of the past? Because make no mistake, Diamond's career may be over, but this fight is far from done. Diamond DeShields is out, not just off a roster, out of the league, out of options, and out of chances. What started as a vicious, uncalled-for attack on Caitlin Clark has ended in career collapse. And while she may try to spin it as unfair or unexpected, the truth is simple. The game caught up to her, the hate, the jealousy, the reckless behavior. It all came crashing down. But this isn't just about one player. It's about the message being sent loud and clear across the WNBA. If you target Caitlin Clark, if you try to bring her down instead of rising up, you will not last. This league is changing. And whether it's Adam Silver stepping in or the fans demanding accountability, one thing is now undeniable. Caitlin Clark is the present and future of the WNBA.
There's the two sides who think she is only popular and does have the notoriety and recognition that she does because she is white. There is the other side that says you guys are crazy, you're all jealous of her, and she is just talented.
Right, and that's what a lot of these women are doing, is they feel like what we have done for this game, this young player has come into our game, and she's getting way more respect and all that stuff than we are. As she should. The young girl is a baller. The young girl has people watching because of the way she can shoot this basketball like Steph Curry. Steph Curry can't dunk. Steph Curry don't do none of that in the game. He can probably dunk by himself, but he don't really do none of that in the game. He is a shooter, and fans tune in to see Steph Curry. When I look at Caitlin Clark, fans are tuning in to watch her. And you know who that's helping? Everybody else. It's helping the Asia Wilsons. It's helping everybody else, the Plums, all that. It's helping all of them, the Tarasis.
Because everyone who tries to guard Cece winds up.
She's raising the standard, and those who can't meet it are getting left behind. So the only question left is, who's next? Will the league finally protect its stars, or will more careers be sacrificed at the altar of pride and pettiness? If you believe Caitlin Clark is the GOAT and you're proud to support her, type Caitlin GOAT 100% in the comments right now. Let's make this message too loud to ignore. And if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Because trust me, this story is far from over.